All right, hey Carly, I'm gonna go through and explain some of the stuff that I gave you. So first is this one, how are macromolecules built up and broken again? Um, so you are going to need just scissors, and actually if you can do this without actually cutting up these items, that would work as well. So the first thing that we did is I gave them this sheet. I don't know if I gave you this sheet or not, but this just talks about what an enzyme is, that there's an active site on an enzyme. It takes this thing called a substrate, which goes in, fits into the active site. You can see that it fits in like a puzzle piece. And then that enzyme takes it and it breaks down that substrate into two products. Sometimes the enzyme can actually go this way, where it'll take two things and put them together. So I had students do this. So if you have this, answer these two questions. In a sentence or two, describe what you see occurring in this model. And based on what you have been figuring out, what could this model represent? So based on what we've been talking about with the lions and elephants, what could this be representing? Okay, then hopefully I gave you this page and this packet. So what you're going to do is take a look at these. So there are 4 enzymes, and there's carbohydrates and there's proteins. And you can see that the carbohydrates are made up of individual glucose molecules, and the proteins are made up of individual amino acid molecules. So what I had the students do is cut out this carbohydrate along these lines, and we cut out the protein. And then we also cut out each of these enzymes like so. Okay, and so you just cut out the box and you just cut out all of these enzymes. And then you have to try to figure out and answer these 4 questions. Which 2 enzymes function in carbohydrate digestion, and how do you know? So which 2 of these enzymes would work to digest or break down the carbohydrates up here? Okay, and what you are looking for is the shape. So you would figure out which 2 enzymes function in carbohydrate digestion, and how do you know? And then which of those 2 enzymes do you think would come first, and how do you know? And then the second question, what 2 enzymes function in protein digestion? So digesting or breaking down this protein, which of these 4 enzymes function in that? And you can just say enzyme A or B or C or D. And how do you know? And then which of these 2 enzymes would come first? So after you figure out which 2 proteins work to break down proteins, which 2 enzymes work to break down proteins, which one do you think comes first? So that's the first page. Then we're going to take a look at, so you're going to read this paragraph here. And then you're going to take a look at the, so I suggest you pause this video right here and read that. Then you're going to take a look at these digestive systems, and you're going to label them according to where protein, fat, and carbohydrate digestion occur. So in other words, you don't have to label where exactly on the digestive system, but for the elephant, which of these nutrients or macromolecules do they need in their diet? Proteins, fats, and carbs. Hopefully you have your binder at home. The answer to that is in a lab that we previously did. And then the lions, which of these macromolecules do they, that are in their diet? And actually, I think, nope, never mind. Okay, so that's that. This next part is about something called a lactase enzyme. So again, what an enzyme does is it can either take something and break it apart, or sometimes it goes the other way too. So lactose, which is right here, is a sugar, and it's found in milk. Lion cubs and elephant calves stop producing the lactase enzyme when they wean from their mother's milk. After this occurs, they stop producing this lactase enzyme. So you can see this lactase enzyme is here. And what it does is it takes lactose, which is a sugar found in milk, and it breaks it down into these 2, which are also sugars, galactose and glucose. And you can see that it needs water to do that. So explain what and how lion cubs and elephant calves, and even human babies, are digesting before they can find and eat food on their own like adult animals. So what are lion cubs and elephant calves and human babies, what are they digesting before they can actually eat normal foods that adults eat? Second question, What would happen in the digestive system of a mammal after the lactase enzyme stops being produced if the mammal drinks milk? So lactose is in milk. Lactase enzyme is needed to break down lactose into galactose and glucose. And the question is, what would happen in the digestive system in a mammal if there's no after the lactase enzyme stops being produced? Because after a lion cub grows up, they stop producing the lactase enzyme. So if you were to feed that lion cub milk, what would happen? Humans are unique among animals, as some humans can continue drinking milk and eating dairy products as adults long after they have been weaned from their mother's milk. What must be occurring based on what you have figured out so far? Okay, so if you're not what's called lactose intolerant, that means you can drink milk and eat dairy products, even though you are not drinking breast milk anymore. It's supposed to be that after you stop drinking your mother's breast milk, then you stop producing the lactase enzyme and you can't drink milk anymore. Okay, so again, the question is, some humans can still drink milk and eat dairy products long after they've weaned from their mother's milk. So what do you think is occurring inside of their bodies that allows them to do that? And last, some people are lactose intolerant and can't drink milk past weaning. What must be different in these people based on your answer to the previous question? So if somebody is lactose intolerant, how are they different? Why can't they drink milk? What is missing from their bodies? Okay, then the last thing here is you're going to read this paragraph, and there's a big space here, but there's really nothing to answer, and the only question is right here. Explain how enzymes are important not only for breaking down proteins, but also for the process of building new proteins for cells in the body. So after reading that, you're just going to answer that question. And that is all for that packet. Let me know how you did with that, and then I can make you another video to explain this one, which I believe I gave to you. We just finished that one in class. All right, let me know if you have any other questions.